What is going on, guys? I am back, and today I'm going to be talking about my predictions for The Legend of Zelda 35th Anniversary at E3 2021, okay? I got a lot to talk about, so some of these predictions might seem a little bit obvious. Some of these might seem like something that you've never even heard of before. I'm going to make this a very, very quick one, very straightforward, but also very, very, I guess, interesting, you know? Maybe some discussion to be had about this one. And also, before you watch this video, if you haven't seen my Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 will be at E3 2021 video, what are you doing, man? Go and watch that, then go and watch this video. Either way, man, let's just get right into it, man. If you like the video, make sure to like the video like I say, and if you dislike the video, give me a dislike, and let's get right into it, okay? The first thing that I got to talk about, which is one of the more, like, oddball things, if not the main oddball thing out of all the stuff I got to talk about, is a Legend of Zelda Nintendo Switch, okay? Now listen, I don't think we've seen a Legend of Zelda Nintendo Switch. I'm searching through images literally right now, as you can see. Let me lean back, as you can see. I mean, we've seen like games and all that stuff. I hope you can see it clear through the screen. We've seen games and we've seen Joy-Cons, of course, for the Legend of Zelda 35th Anniversary that recently were announced, right? But we have not seen a Legend of Zelda Nintendo Switch, and I think that would be really cool to see. Maybe some Joy-Cons. I feel like there's so many things they could do with the Legend of Zelda Nintendo Switch. Had the little Triforce back on the Nintendo 3DS, or maybe, I don't know, what else? Maybe with the Wii, they had the little Wii controller, they had the little Triforce symbol. Maybe they could do something like that with the Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons. Imagine that. Imagine like a gold Nintendo Switch with like the Legend of Zelda, or maybe different colors, you know, maybe for the different tunics or something. I don't know. I think it sounds pretty interesting though, you know. I think it sounds pretty cool. And plus, one of the things Nintendo does often is make Nintendo Switches for different, you know, celebrations for different kinds of games. You know, Animal Crossing New Horizons, when that game came out, they made a whole Nintendo Switch based off of it, you know. Maybe one thing for Breath of the Wild 2, which I think is going to be announced at E3. With Mario, you know, recently I think they made a whole Mario Nintendo Switch. I don't know if that had to do with the anniversary or not, but I know that it did exist based off of probably the anniversary, right? That's what I'm thinking. And just Star Series, they end up having their own Nintendo Switch. I don't know if they did it with Pokemon or not, but I definitely think they should do it with Legend of Zelda, and they should do it with Legend of Zelda during E3. They should probably announce it. I think that'd be pretty dope. And that's it, man. Now, the next thing that I've got to talk about, which I've kind of talked about myself throughout the virtual console video that I made not too long ago. The virtual console won't be on Nintendo Switch video, which is also another one you can go and check out, but the Legend of Zelda Trilogy is what I'm gonna call it, right? Now, we've seen the Legend of Zelda Trilogy on the Nintendo GameCube. We've seen them on the GameCube, so I mean, it's not like this is something new, but maybe like they could bring their own kind of thing where I think with the Nintendo Switch, right? I noticed that with Mario 3D All-Stars, again, let me show y'all it right here. With Mario 3D All-Stars, we have most definitely seen what's going to be the future of the Nintendo Switch. We're not going to be seeing Virtual Console, I think. We're going to be seeing more of these kind of things. You know, Nintendo putting older games onto one cartridge, making it $60. So they may do this thing with, maybe the Legend of Zelda, the 3D remakes that they did for the Nintendo Switch. Maybe Ocarina of Time 3D, Majora's Mask 3D, and just maybe putting those on there, and maybe making one more 3D remake, or maybe also putting the Wind Waker remake that's on the Wii U, maybe also putting that on the cartridge as well, maybe making them better quality for the Switch. Stuff like that would be cool, or maybe even making, you know, from the ground up entirely new remakes of these old games, or maybe making a trilogy cartridge of the even older like Legend of Zelda games. I think maybe they could do like a trilogy cartridge, or like a couple of different games placed on one cartridge based off of the overhead perspective, while also making maybe a separate cartridge for the ones that are just purely 3D, like Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, games sort of in that caliber. You get what I'm saying? Hope I'm describing it right. But anyways, for the next thing that I want to see at the Legend of Zelda 35th Anniversary is going to be Skyward Sword HD, okay? Now, many of us already know we're probably going to see it at E3. I know this is so damn obvious. I've never played Skyward Sword myself, being honest with you, but it still sounds super cool. Like, I think I'd give it a shot, you know? I think it's one of the games where people really didn't want to see it remade as much as other games, I think. If I'm not mistaken, that's kind of what I've seen by a lot of the reviews, or just kind of like what people were talking about when it comes to the new game. But at the end of the day, it still looks interesting, still looks cool, and I definitely expect to see it at the 35th anniversary. So that's one of the more obvious ones. And of course, the most obvious one on the whole list from your boy, because I made a whole video on it, is gonna be Breath of the Wild 2. Now, I definitely think we're gonna see Breath of the Wild 2 at E3 2021, and I think we're gonna see it for the 35th anniversary, which is the same junk, so what the frick am I talking about? But we're gonna see it. I definitely expect to see it. All types of just unique, interesting things about this trailer. I mean, I don't think we got to see a whole bunch. We're waiting to see more. We haven't seen nothing since 2019, back in June. So of course we're kind of waiting to see even more about Breath of the Wild 2. We've been waiting we've been waiting since 2 E3s ago, right? 2 E3s ago. So we've been waiting, man. We're waiting for the next thing. We haven't seen no information since then. Why not E3 2021 to give us more Breath of the Wild 2 info? They're saying it may have a different name. Might be called Hope of the Wild is what people are saying. Or it might just be called Breath of the Wild 2. It might just be some other junk. Who the frick knows? Nobody really 100% knows until we get to E3 2021, where I'm definitely telling you we're going to see it. Okay? That's my prediction. And these are my predictions for The Legend of Zelda 35th anniversary at E3 2021. Okay? Thank you for watching. Appreciate you. And yeah. I'll see you on the next one, bruh. Thank you. Peace.